Welcome to another episode of 6 Degrees Radio.
6 Degrees Radio.
Coming live from the Hard House in downtown Toronto.
Yes, indeed. He's super speedy.
It's DJ Slam with Chris Green.
Yeah, that's my govey. Just putting it out there.
And Rob B.
Let's just go with the last name, Rob B.
Yeah.
Rob came in today looking snazzy, extra special.
Yeah.
Looking like a crisp $2 bill. With the haircut. You know, honestly, man, I can't remember the last time I went to a barber.
Yeah.
I love barbers. I love what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You leave the barber shop, you feel great. Mm-hmm. You feel like you can have enough confidence to talk to a female.
True.
But it's the whole experience.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, like, you know what's weird? Like, I don't, listen, full disclosure, like, I don't endorse, shooting up a public place. But if I had to be anywhere, I'd say a barbershop.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm just saying, like, why can't they be on time?
What do you mean?
Barbers, okay, maybe it's just me then.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's where I go. I go to Eglinton West, Little Jamaica.
Okay. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, I love Eglinton West. I love Little Jamaica, but you guys, because, like, I can't just walk into a barbershop slam.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have the patience. I have anxiety.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I need to book the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
I need to be the first person in.
Yeah.
So if I go there at 9 a.m. or whatever have you,
Yeah.
and you show up at 9:45, 10 o'clock, that's a bit of a problem. You know what I mean? I don't know. Rob, how was your experience? Where did you go to get your hair cut? You probably can't.
Rob can't hear you.
Yeah, he can't hear me. Okay. But I feel like maybe he went to, like, what's that place? Like Fresh Cutter.
Yeah. Like, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Rob? He went to the place next to his doctor's office. It's a pretty...
There you go. There you go. Was he on time? He was on time, wasn't he?
What? Oh, $13.
$13?
That actually reminds me. There's a dude in Halifax that I used to go to all the time. His name was Fats.
Okay.
It was called Fats Barbershop, and it was like the most rundown ghetto spot.
I'm pretty sure they sold drugs out of that place too.
Maybe.
I'm almost confident.
But this dude was hilarious because he was like, he was I think he was Chinese, or like I'm sure that someone's gonna correct me.
Wait, what's his name? What?
His name was Fat, right?
Okay.
That's his real name. But he would say, like, in a really thick accent, he'd be like, $7 for one side. I'm not gonna do the accent.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't.
But it's like $7 for the one side, $7 for the other side too. And then he'd also be like, you get a haircut, guaranteed to get laid, or else you get your money back.
He said that.
Yeah.
But I could feel that though, man. You feel great.
Yeah, the dude was awesome.
Yo, do they okay, first of all, $7 per side?
Yeah, it was stupid. It was obviously $14, right?
Why not just come out and say that?
Yeah, no, because it was like a joke, I guess.
Okay, all right. Yo, when you went to this guy to get your haircut, did you, like, get, like, the nose clippings and, like, did he do all that?
Nah, but
the whole show?
You know what? I only recently tried pulling off a beard, so I've actually never gotten like a beard cut from anybody, and I could probably totally use that.
Yeah,
from one of those dudes.
So.
I don't know. It's weird though. It's because I've never had one. I don't know what it's like to like have someone like in your beard.
Dude, you gotta get that experience, and when they go inside the nostrils and the air hair,
weird.
Like, dude, air hair is a real thing. It's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were experiencing that yet.
I'm not that old, man.
Funny guy.
I'm only 24, so
That's a lie. Are you really only 24?
No,
okay, all
I'm
right.
30.
Yo, 416-946-7000. People who are growing air hair, talk to me. I know I'm not alone out there. But I'm telling you, like, when they get in there and they clip the air hair, they get in, they do the nostrils, they do the eyebrows. You ever get your eyebrows done when you go to the barber?
No, man. What?
Dude,
I'm not going to a beauty salon.
Okay, so Rob's saying he's spending like $13. Dude, when I leave the barber, I drop like I'm out $50.
Yeah.
I'm out $50 and a horrible time. Yeah, it's really, really bad. But like I said, when you're done, you feel great. I'm not rolling up on any random women. I also, speaking of which, I want to shout out the wife. It's our anniversary today.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
13 years.
Whoa, I didn't expect that.
13 years. And my wife is a trooper because in most situations, I should not be here.
Wait, so you've been married 13 years?
No,
or you've been dating
we've been
13?
together 13 years.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The marriage anniversary is in September.
Is it like a high school thing?
No.
Oh, really?
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
I snatched her up, so I took her entire 20s. She didn't experience the 20s at all. I got my 20s. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But I snatched her up when she was right in the 20s. So you can't get that back. I'm sorry, babe. But I love you anyways.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, congratulations. That's a long time, man.
It is.
It's about 13 years since I had a girlfriend. So,
Don't worry about that, man. The DMs are going to be lighting up just 416-946-7000. DJ Slam wants to take you out for some pizza. Some pizza and a bagel.
Pizza and a bagel?
And
Word.
a bagel.
I'm a fancy man. You know?
Yo, I know you want to get
Cheese
into
only.
I know you want to get into some music, but I do think it's important to note that I do have an interesting conversation. I can't believe that the Freddie Fame situation is still bubbling somehow, some way.
Yeah.
And I do have an interesting interesting Instagram conversation that I will be sharing with you. So please keep it locked. 416-946-7000. I want to hear some positive things about my man Freddie Fame. He's out here working for y'all, and y'all are taking him for granted. Horrible. Shame on you. Shame.
All right. Well, with that, let's jump into some music. We got, it's a brand new track by a very positive dude. Not at all. But Spark Master Tape just dropped a new track. I play him so much because I think he's really dope, and it's funny because my buddies actually think that because nobody knows who he is, and because I'm always talking about him, my buddies are always like, "Are you like involved? Is that what the deal is?" Anyways,
got a special little deal going on.
I wish. So Spark, if you're listening, yo, I'm in. But anyways, let's jump into a brand new track called Woodchuck. Here we go.
Yo.
Welcome back to 6 Degrees Radio.
Get off my PP.
I was really debating whether or not I should play that track, but I was like, you know what, it's a dope track.
That song is fantastic. Yo, shout out to our guest, man, Gersom in the building, man. Hilarious dude. Make sure you guys go on his Instagram and check out his YouTube. Funny dude, man. And thank that dude for coming through. But in the meantime, make sure you get off my PP. It's very important that you do that. Hey, Slam, at the top of the show, you remember I was telling you about the Freddie Fame.
Yeah.
Fame. Can I just bust through that real quick?
Yeah.
So, yo, I mean, again, if you guys haven't seen that, make sure you guys go to the Mixcloud, get the full interview. 6 Degrees 89.5 FM on the Mixcloud. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 Degrees 89.5 FM on the Mixcloud. If you want the visuals, go to the Ignorance is Free on the YouTube. But let's jump into this, man. So Fame had a conversation about the Fummy Fest. About the contracts. People weren't reading the contracts. So one of the artists commented on one of the posts on Instagram. She just basically was saying, "Yo, we read the fine print, but he didn't say that the semis would have 200 plus people." And I've done enough competitions to know that semis have a cap, and it's usually less than 50 people, depending on the competition. So I'm just blurring over this at this point. And basically what she's saying is, you need to make people aware of what it is that they're signing for. You can't just say, here is the contract, and if you don't read it, you don't read it, and that's your fault. Like when he was here, he talked about, when it's time to upgrade the software on your iPhone. Who reads that?
But at the same time, it is your fault if you don't read the contract.
In all fairness, you know what? If you're for Toronto hip hop, if you're for the artist, you're telling that person. Like if it was me, I would say, hey, guess what? Here's the paperwork. Here's what you got to sign, but here's the pertinent information. Like this is the part that you will find hidden deep into the contract. I'm going to verbally tell you that because I have your best interests in mind. So like I said, maybe that's just me. But anyway, so Freddie Fame, he responds to it. And because she was basically saying like there was only supposed to be a $10,000 grand prize. Fame responds, he says, "Do you even remember what the grand prize was?" And she's like, "Yeah, 10 grand. And Fame's like, "No, it's supposed to be $20,000. Basically, he's just saying, get your facts together before you come talk to me. And he's just, continues going on saying, like, I met you that night. You were a really nice girl. I thought you had some potential. But hey, you know what? I get it. It's time for you to move on. If you really want to know what happened, just give me a call." So anyways, I'm going to post all this stuff. You know what I mean? It'll be on the video. You'll be able to see that tonight. But again, it just begs the question, like you were saying, it's their fault for not reading the contract. But I mean, if you are for the artist, you wouldn't tell them that?
I don't know. I'm conflicted because I went to school while I was in school. So I went to business school, right?
Yeah.
So I took contract law. So I understand contract law.
Right.
I understand how it works and why it's important.
So how is that applicable here? You bring that up for a reason. How is that applicable here?
Because if you sign a contract, then, in the legal term, it's binding, right? And everything. But it is your fault if you don't read the contract, no matter 100%. How big and complex it is.
100%. But what I'm saying is if you are
I think you should explain to people what they're signing, but at the same time,
I mean, granted, if there's 200 plus people, you can't really very well tap on 200 people's shoulders and be like, hey. But all I'm saying is, like, if you are for, and now I'm taking Freddie Fame out of the conversation here, but I'm still using the same situation. Yeah. But if you are for the artist, you're pro artist, and in the back of your mind, some people might feel weird about this. I don't want that coming back on me. I'm going to address it ahead of time, and I'm going to let that be known. I don't know. Maybe I need to grab a microphone. Maybe I need to, put that on like page 1 and brackets, highlight it. I don't know. But I'm going to make sure that stands out because I'm pro artist. I want you to know the hidden clause that's in there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I've done a few shows back when I was first starting because, like I said, I was in school. So when I turned, I've been DJing since I was 14, but when I turned 19, obviously that's when I could start DJing in clubs.
Yeah.
I did when I was 18, but I could be there and drink and stuff when I was 19. Right. And there's a few times where I got them to do contracts, right? Just because I thought the places were kind of shady and I just wasn't sure if I could trust them because I was still new to the whole scene.
Right.
And in it, I had clauses for myself saying if you cancel me, you owe me everything you promised to pay me and more.
Right. Okay.
And stuff like that. So it worked out for me as the artist.
Yeah.
So you gotta, it's your fault it was their fault if they didn't read that.
So you didn't tell them that up front, look.
No, I was just you're guaranteeing me this much money, right? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, cool. And then here's the contract. And so in it says, I'm guaranteed that much money. No matter what, if the show happens or not. And stuff like that.
Okay, so now I'm assuming that may have happened. I don't know because okay, so that never happened.
No.
But I mean, okay, so now put yourself in the club's position. So I'm the DJ.
Yeah.
And I put that clause in there. And for whatever reason, my show can't go on that night. I hired you, I booked you, but my show can't happen.
There's always added things to it. It's if what's it called? An act of God happens, right? Yeah. So if a hurricane happens or a tornado, then it doesn't count.
Okay.
There's added things in there. It's not 3 words. It's there's usually a page or two. Okay, and you can find those online. You can find.
Yeah, and that's fair. But I guess I'm picking worst case scenario here. So the event doesn't happen.
And I just want to be clear too. I'm not defending Freddie Fame.
Yeah.
Or the artists. I just want to present both sides of this.
Agreed. Read the contract.
Yeah.
But my point was, if you're pro artist and you're looking out for the artist, you want to let the artist know exactly what it is they're signing up for. Why are you giving me money? You're giving me money. I'm gonna let you know exactly what you're paying for, because if something is lingering in the back of your head that this may come back and bite me,
right?
If you would have addressed it up front, it never would have happened. So to use that hypothetical about the club situation, now if you're the club owner and I'm the DJ, and then whatever happens, you can't put your venue on. It's not an act of God, but the show can't happen. And I say, oh, by the way, you got to pay me now. And you're like, what? And you pay me. Are you gonna hire me again?
No, you know what? It just. That's the whole thing is if you're going to do a contract, you got to realize sometimes that there's going to be, a downside.
Yeah.
Depending on what happens.
So what I'm saying though, okay, so fine. That's one side of it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't hire me again. Okay. So now if I go to you, club owner, and I say, hey, here's the contract. You sign this contract. By the way, if something happens outside of an act of God where this can't happen, you got to pay me. Are you? It says it right here in the. Are you okay with that? And then you still sign it, and then the worst case happens, and you pay me.
Well, you know what?
Now do you feel that? You know
well, I used to run a club, and that happened a lot. There was a lot of times where that happened.
Yeah.
And the club got screwed.
Yeah.
And stuff like that was because, for example, I remember, I won't say the name of the club, but it's on the East Coast, and it almost got put under because they had a deal to pay MOP a certain it was like
Okay.
10 grand.
Okay.
And MOP just never came.
This didn't show up.
Never came at all. But they in the contract they had to pay them 10 grand because they already agreed to it, and that was in the contract.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they just didn't show up. They did a show in Vegas.
I mean, I guess the moral of the story is the contract could benefit, the artist or the venue owner.
I would personally, I would recommend everybody to just kind of take a quick course on contract law, because you can use it everywhere in your life.
Right.
You can use it at work, you can use it whatever. It's important to know it too and understand things like conflict of interest, neglect, and stuff like that. It's important. It's important. It helps you.
Yeah, no, I got jammed up on one of those too, but mine was one of those shady moving companies.
Yeah.
You already know where I'm going with that. I don't even have to finish your story.
Oh man, the last place I lived, we got screwed out of it because apparently we signed a thing that said you had to give them notice, written notice.
Yeah.
Within 90 days of moving out.
Yeah.
We told them from the first day we moved in, we're only going to live there for a year. We kept telling them that. We're only here for the year.
Yeah.
But because we never wrote it down, we got charged for another 3 months of rent. Anyways, we're going to keep it positive here.
Contracts, people, read them.
And we're going to play a track here. I wanted to play this earlier, and I forgot about this. So there's a track out called Bossy.
Bossy or Bossy?
Boasty, but Bossy.
Okay. I love it.
And it's featuring none other than Idris Elba.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope.
All right, he went from the wire to the mic. Let's do it.
Here we go with Bossy. With Wiley, Sean Paul, and Stefflon Don. Here we go. Welcome back to 6 Degrees Radio.
6 Degrees Radio, 416-946-7000. Call us. Tell us about your life. Tell us about what you're doing. What kind of bagel did you have this morning? Are you a bagel man, Slim?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cinnamon raisin?
Nah.
No.
No. I love that one. It's not the one I grabbed, though.
What are you into?
Yo, the Tim Hortons, that 4 cheese one's pretty dope.
Sky and the Timmies, you're gonna get an endorsement from Tim Hortons.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Yo, I won $50.
Oh yeah, I seen that on your graph.
I'm rich. I'm Tim Hortons rich, man.
Yo, I'm actually into just a plain simple bagel.
Yeah. No, I get that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's just sometimes whenever they're like, I'm out of this, I'm like, just give me whatever you have. I don't care.
You know what I hate though, and I know I'm not the only one, so I'll pull through in a Timmy's.
Yeah.
Shout out Timmy's, by the way. They hold it down.
Shut up, Timmy's.
And but they always do this to me. I'm in the car, and I like to drink my tea or coffee or whatever I'm drinking at the time, but they fill it right to the top.
Yeah.
And it's scalding hot.
Yeah.
There's been many times I've almost gotten into a car accident while in Brampton. You know what I mean? But they do it, and I will ask them. I will say, yo, there's 2 windows, right? You place the order.
Yeah.
Please don't fill it to the top. Okay, they'll go through my order again. They'll confirm it. Okay, and by the way, the tea, please don't fill it to the top. Okay, next window, sir. Okay, pulling up right now. Please don't fill it to the top. I go pay, get my look at it. It's filled to the top every single time.
I'm sure they're loving it. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
But you know what, man?
And it's dangerous.
You know what? I've had jobs like that. I've worked the fast food. I worked at Domino's at one point. People would say, don't do this and whatever, blah, 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 blah. Not dangerous health stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Cheese on the I don't know. I would just do stupid stuff every once in a while.
Okay, first of all, what's the worst job you had? And then what's the craziest thing you did at that job where you should have been fired? I have one that stands out every time, but go ahead. So gross.
Oh man, okay. Don't incriminate yourself.
No, this is years ago, and I won't say the name of the place either. Obviously, come on.
Well, the worst job I ever had has got to be. I don't want to give up the name.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it's a recording studio in Toronto.
Okay.
And it's a place where Drake records.
All right.
And a bunch of other famous people. Everyone that works there is an asshole.
Okay.
And they would make me do stuff like. remember there was one time I put a light bulb in, and they were like, "Did you swap that light bulb?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Did you put alcohol in the light bulb?" And I was like, and by the way, this is just a normal screw-in one. I work in the film industry. It wasn't like a halogen, like really nice one. Just a normal light bulb.
Dollar store light bulb.
Yeah, and I was like, no, whatever. And they're like, you know what? Go take that down, swab it, put it back in. And you know what? Maybe you should do it for the whole building, for the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. And I remember there's one day, like I was there, and a certain band was playing.
Yeah.
It wasn't the band. The band's name was the Tea Party, but it wasn't the band that said this.
Okay.
But the engineer was just like, all right, there's 3 drum sets in the back, set them all up. And I was like, okay. And then I did the sound and everything.
Yeah.
And then when I came and I had them all set up and everything, he was like, what are you doing? Like, get this all out of here. This is like, I wanted to test you or something like that. And I was like, what? Why would you do this like in front of the band? I don't understand. Like, I just didn't understand anything.
How long were you there?
Like 4 months.
Gotta pay your dues.
And like I remember, like I walked into the studio. And the guy's like, "We gotta talk." And I was like, "What's up?" And he just went, and he like, this like a Mr. Burns kind of thing. And he's just like, "It's just not work. It's just not working." And I was like, "What's happening?" Like, and he's like, "We're gonna let you go." And I was like, "What did I do wrong?" And he said, "Just not a good fit." And I was like, "Okay, but what did I do wrong?" He said, "It's just." Like it was like an Office Space moment. He was just like, it's just not working. And I was like, that's it? And he's like, yep, that's it.
And that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if I could top that.
Yeah.
Well, mine is just gross.
Okay.
Fast food restaurant. 24/7, open all the time, and I was pulling the night shift, and I was a zombie at the moment. And I was making someone's sandwich, so I'll keep it general. I won't even say what I was making really, but it was a sandwich. Like I said, I was a zombie. I was tired, okay? And I'm making these sandwiches as fast as I could make them. And you know, like when you're just focused, but you're not focused, you're just zoned out, and sometimes you just drool?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, that happened. Some drool went in someone's burger. I didn't pay attention. I just wrapped that up, served it. So I won't say the name of that restaurant, but whoever had my drool, I apologize.
This leads perfectly into the next track here.
Get off my pee-pee.
It's called "Can I Get a Witness" by Sunreal. Here we go.
All right.